I need to get that picture of the sign. Your paycheck is not an excuse for wrong actions. Human rights come first. It's not about a virus, about control. No lockdowns and business closures.
That's already stopped.
No
But more importantly,
no divorce
there's no, like, the masks are the same.
Especially
Yes.
and
But
unmasked.
they'll force you to take a test.
Unmasked.
Well, I don't see Nova Scotia, but I'm not sure.
Coming out of jail, I had to wear one. Well, I wouldn't have normally. Well, I mean, you always have a choice.
So the rule was it's plain. That's when it gets a little bit iffy. Because if you take a plane, you have to take a test prior, 72 hours prior to getting on the plane. And if you can't do that, no, I think it's the nasal. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, did you? Okay, good. Well, you know my name.
Yes, so I think you're hitting that brain
This is Nick and Brittany. They had a fun experience when they went to the grocery store. You want to talk about it?
So, it's kind of a long story, but basically Nick, Dave, and I went grocery shopping at Atlantic Superstore, the DF one, and we didn't wear masks. We never do. We have exemptions, and we walked in, and one of the store employees was really like, I don't know how to explain it. He ran up to us and was yelling that we need to wear a mask in front of everyone, and it's already really stressful shopping without a mask because, you know, everyone's judging you and they think you're killing everyone and whatnot. So the store worker made a big scene, and Dave was...
I did the one wrong thing, and I'll admit to my wrongdoing now, okay? And I'm sorry, I've kept my cool for long enough on it, but this kid, I was getting the cart while the other four were just, you know, walking into the store, but he's running after, you gotta wear a mask, dictating his own belief system onto somebody else, acting like a tyrant. So I went out and say, excuse me, get the fuck out of our way and leave us alone. So, I don't even know, something to that effect.
Yeah, that was big.
That one little word, F word, was enough to get 5 people assaulted violently. Sorry, 3 people, 5 people were there, 3 get arrested because the other 2 stuck behind, but that's okay. Anyways, that's the way it went down in my eyes. But it's funny, you listen to different people tell the story. Everyone's got different versions of the story. So we're all sort of wired to understand things differently. I was just talking to somebody else who said, well, you got arrested first and then he got arrested. And I was like, no, that's not the way it went down. Whatever. It's like we're wired to not even tell the stories right or something.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
But basically, a cop got called, he approached us, and Nick and I showed our exemption, and he basically said, okay, well, I'll check with the government and see if this is approved, and I said, I don't need you to, like, I already know it's approved.
No, we don't need the government to approve anything.
And then Nick and Dave were just kind of asserting their rights and explaining that, you know, you guys don't have the right to tell us.
Fucking idiots. Really? That's good behavior.
Yeah. Suffocate yourself.
Talking about swearing, we just got cursed at. Are they not going to get arrested?
Yeah, why aren't they getting
Literally calling
Yeah,
us.
the police are over there. They just said fucking idiots. We should all pounce on them, right?
That's
You know?
AI robot.
Yeah.
That's not a human being.
Where's the justice?
Exactly.
But anyways, yeah, so basically Nick and Dave were just explaining to him that he doesn't have the right to, you know, be tyrannical and tell us what to do with our own bodies, and we have the right to not wear a mask, and we're not harming anyone, and blah, blah, blah.
What are they going to call
And
the FEMA camp?
he felt threatened by it. He called for backup. They came in like 2.2 seconds. Nick was recording the whole thing, and before we knew it, Nick was getting tackled to the ground by maybe like 6 cops, and it was very violent. They smashed his phone out of his hand, they ripped the hair out of his head. I was freaking out because he's my boyfriend, and obviously I love him, and I was really upset. I got arrested for being upset about his unlawful arrest, and then Dave also got arrested, and we all got charged for the same things, which is complete bullshit. They're trying to charge us with mischief, obstruction of justice, and disturbing the peace. For some reason, we disturbed the peace, but the police assaulted us for trying to grocery shop, so I'm not really sure how we disturbed the peace. But
Exactly. That's exactly it.
everything's backwards. But yeah, that's our story. And then we got held for 12 hours in jail, and then they wouldn't let us leave.
And that's not fun. They keep you in there and intimidate you.
Oh yeah, they were making fun of us the whole time, cracking jokes, saying that we were anti-maskers and this and that, and blah blah blah. We're stupid. And they wouldn't let us leave until we put the masks on our faces, which was.
See, they let me leave when I didn't have to leave masked.
Yeah, they
forced me to wear a mask but he didn't make me wear the mask to go talk to the lawyer on the phone, and he didn't make me wear a mask to leave.
Yeah, we had to wear it to leave. I refused, and I said, no, I told you that I can't wear it, and here's why. And he said, no, well then you're staying in here, and he closed the door again and said, you're not coming out then. And Nick and Dave already went out, and then he came back 5 minutes later and was like, are you sure? And I was like, well, if they're there, I guess I'll suck it up and do it. But
see, that's how they get you, right?
I'm not happy about it. I just didn't want, I was already like not wanting to.
I can't believe you lasted 12 hours in there, because after 3 I was done.
It was honestly, like, it doesn't sound like it's that bad of an experience.
No, it's horrible.
It really is.
It is horrible.
Sitting in that fucking, like, sorry for swearing, sitting in that concrete cell.
I know, it's uncomfortable, no toilet
There's
paper,
no toilet paper, the lights
dirty.
are, like, excruciatingly bright.
Yes,
and
the sound
the
echoing.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's such a cold environment, and having no one to talk to.
And stuffy, very stuffy, I found.
Yeah, the isolation it really does affect you. And after the 12 hours, I was so ready to leave. I can't imagine how people stay in jail and just rot. Like,
I can't either. I think it's horrible. That's why it's reserved for criminals, real criminals.
yeah, real criminals that actually hurt people.
Yes, exactly. This is not the place to put people who are going grocery shopping, or freely breathing, or skating, or tobogganing, or any of the crazy things they're choosing to arrest people for. Going to a restaurant, which is my case. Like, no.
Yeah, well, we're living in a backwards world. So.
Yes, we are. Well, thank you for sharing your story, and I think you're very brave, and I'm thankful that there are people like us that are actually standing up for it. So.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I'm gonna keep fighting. I mean, freedom's everything in this world. There's nothing more worth fighting for. So.
And then it's weird because our tiny little group, there's already been 4 of us that have been thrown in a jail cell.
Yeah.
Of law-abiding good citizens who have never done. I mean, I was I don't like to break the law. That's not on my radar.
I mean, it's not technically the law. Like, they're trying to make us think it's the law, but
yeah, it's not the law.
It's a policy. It's a public health policy.
Exactly.
And it violates our rights. All of these measures violate our rights, and they're not allowed to do that. So
Yep.
I'm just here to make sure they know that.
So when's your court date?
It's in May.
May.
Yeah.
Mine's next week, January 12th, 9 a.m., bright and early. They had to do it. I'm not a morning person. They had to do it in the morning.
Did you get a lawyer, or is it just like something you don't need a lawyer for? You just
I have no idea. I don't know anything about it. I've never been through this before, so I have no idea about any of it.
I don't think that the Emergency Measures Act tickets are like actual criminal offenses. I don't think. I could be wrong, but I think it's something that like they could just easily drop and you'll be okay.
Let's go on that.
Yeah.
let's pray and meditate on that.
Well, I don't see how they can really do anything. You're gonna be like, well, here's my exemption. Like,
exactly.
I was wrongfully arrested.
Well, I didn't have an exemption at the time. I have an exemption now, but I didn't have it at the time.
Right.
Because I didn't have a doctor. I had to find a doctor online.
But did you state to them that you were exempt?
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
Oh yeah.
that's
I showed them. I was like, yeah, I don't have a doctor, and you can't get doctor's notes on anyways. So.
Well, and there's a video of what's her name, Jennifer Russell. Is that the?
Yes, and I showed them the write-up by the government right to the peace officer, but they didn't want to see it. They didn't care.
Yeah, she even said like you don't have to show proof. You just need to state you're exempt, and that's enough. Well, maybe they should update us and tell us that that's not good enough if they're gonna just change the rules all the time.
That's pretty much what they do.
Yeah.
Whatever they feel like
Yeah.
at any given stage in the game.
Yeah, like we can't keep up with all these changes. Like one day it's black, the next day it's white. Like.
That's why I said the world is it's a backwards world now.
Yeah.
Up is down, down is up.
Yep.
But that's why we're here. We're here to change that. We're here to right the world back up.
Right the wrongs.
Yes. Nick, do you have anything you want to add about your experience?
Honestly, not right now. I mean, they overstepped their.
And you
their
still haven't
reach.
got your phones back, have you?
No, I haven't. Their abuse of power is unfathomable, and they've got all these new shiny powers they want to uphold, but they're not questioning what they're doing. And I mean, you got the order giver up top, and then you got the order followers, all right? The order followers are the ones that are more morally culpable for their own actions because they're putting the reluctant harm into physical reality. They're the ones that are morally culpable. And we have to stop playing the blame game because everyone's morally culpable for their own actions. You have to question whether what you're doing is right or wrong, and they're not doing that. They're harming not only their families, but everything. And the abuse of power is disgusting, and they have to wake up.
The police need to wake up.
The police need to wake up, okay? They're the ones everyone's afraid of, and you guys gotta stop being afraid of these police, okay? They're just people, just like everyone else, but I mean, the way they're acting is just basically they're robots, so it's sad reality. I mean, when you don't question what you're told, you're basically a robot.
I know, when you're
And there's
tackling
no
people in the
excuse.
grocery store,
No,
you might
there's
want
no
to...
excuse for this, and this, I mean, it's fascism. It is
Yeah,
disgusting.
I agree.
They're just collecting their paycheck. I mean, I could go up to them and they don't even want to listen to what I have to say. They don't want to look at the data, the evidence, because they don't want any responsibility for their own actions. It's childish.
Yep, I agree.
It's disgusting behavior, and that's not going to stand.
No, I agree.
Yep.
Well, I think you guys were brave, and I appreciate
Well, we're not
for
going
you.
to stop standing up. I'm not going down without a fight. I know
Good on you.
I know when I'm right, and I'm sticking up for what I believe in, and I don't like this at all.
And what they did was criminal.
No, what
they
they did
committed
is
theft,
criminal.
so
Yeah, the criminals are the ones arresting you. They're the criminals.
the mint stuff's really good. I had some.
And for the record, I'm going to tell you how the cops did arrest us. They arrested us for words, basically, because we were just standing there defending our rights using words. But the police officer, the arresting one, had a huge ego and a short man complex, and he looked back and he saw that, well, there were 7 cop cars there, because that's what you do when you have 3 people that, I don't know,
Grocery
aren't
shop?
wearing the mask, are breathing air. That's what you do when robots don't like it. Here goes the robot now. Yeah, you saved yourself.
Don't.
Oh, all right. I did.
Good restraint.
Takes a lot from me to do. I don't always have restraint, but I 99.99% of the time do. And then one time in the grocery store, I guess I didn't. But I held off pretty good when the police officer showed up, and we were just standing there defending our rights and freedoms to breathe clean air. And of course, I think the last word out of Nick's mouth was, what was it, Nick? You said?
Not wearing masks is not a crime, and then I was...
That was enough. That was enough for this short man to come up and throw. And this is how they do it. I've been arrested before. So they grab a hold. As they're going for you, they say, "You are resisting. You are resisting." And this is code for the rest of the brainwashed zombie sheep to go, "Oh my God, he's resisting," and we all need to jump in. They throw him to the ground. Of course, Nick's got to take the big whack to the ground because you can't. If you even put your hands out to protect your face from hitting the ground, well, that's resisting. Everything's resisting. Your body just moving and naturally to protect yourself.
ripped the hair
That's
right out of my
resisting.
head.
One guy sat there ripping the hair out of his head. I saw it. well, another cop, by the way, all the evidence is being deleted as we speak. And the cops took his phone, of course, to delete all that. Brittany was just saying, guys, don't hurt him, leave him alone, he didn't do anything. And, you know, didn't touch anyone, was, you know, doing what any concerned person would do.
Yes.
And I was just standing there watching, waiting to, because I knew I was going to be arrested next. That cop, the original one, came back after they threw Nick and Brittany in the cars. Came over to me and he says, "You're under arrest too." And I went, "Okay, fine." He grabbed this left arm, put it behind my back, and I nicely took my other arm, put it behind my back for him like that. And he had one on, and then he acts like he can't get the second one on. And he starts saying, and he's sitting there struggling with it. I said, "What are you doing?" I was talking to him. I said, "What are you doing? Put it on. Put it on." He says, "You're resisting, you're resisting." Of course, that's code for the rest of the sheep, idiot, moron, cop, piece of shit. Oh, sorry, I didn't resist there. Sorry, back in the moment.
I know.
They show up,
I get it.
and they throw me up onto the cart, onto the fruit stand right there. And then they take my left arm and they rip it up so my arm is touching the back of my head. Doesn't normally do that. And it was about, I got a good pain threshold, and it was just about to break. They took my other arm, threw it up just as high, because that's where they were putting the cuffs on, because it's easier that way. That was easier than me just standing there like this. And you can see in the video, if we can get a video that wasn't deleted, maybe from Superstore, but they're going to work with the...
Hey,
the
yeah,
cops.
you guys should get an information request put in.
Absolutely, we're going to.
Yes.
We're going to. So...
thanks for bringing that up. I just realized that.
Well, I also saw another guy there recording, and if this goes out there to the person or anyone that was in the store recording, one guy was there. He did signal to me that he would somehow, he was on our side. I don't know, but send the information to us, because I know you have some information that's valuable to our proof that the police brutally assaulted all three of us.
And are giving you guys criminal charges and acting like you're criminals when there's...
We get tickets for not wearing a mask, whatever that means.
But you had exemptions, so that's null and void.
So that's null and void. But we also got charges of, I don't even know what they are.
I already mentioned them.
Yeah, you know, the same old ones. Resisting arrest, assaulting, the same.
No, not assault.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm getting it mixed up with my previous charges. I have a court case coming up February 1st because I was in court recording for my protection, and the last words out of my mouth was me saying to the judge, I said something like, he says, "You were not allowed to record." And I said, "Well, you're recording me." And I pointed to the recorder. He says, "Well, that's for our protection." I said, "Well, this is for my protection." Well, that was too much for the police officers, who jumped over the pews after they got rid of all the witnesses, assaulted me, and then threw me to the ground, did that same, you are resisting routine. 15 officers and the court, what do you call them? The security of the court, called...
Bailiffs?
No, not peace officers. I get it so mixed up with all the new programs out there.
You're not allowed to record in court. That's ridiculous.
Well, actually, you are. No, you are. You are. Because it's a government building. The government's us. They record us. Who are they protecting?
Because I was thinking that too. I would like to record.
Right. And don't you? And by the way, the police officer deleted, Officer DuPont deleted it, because when he handed my phone back to me afterwards, he handed it to me and he said something about, after I got arrested, I'll go back to it. After I got arrested and they got control of me, they made up some story. One guy said that I pulled him, I think I'm Neo from the Matrix, I think, because he says that I jumped up on the pew, I grabbed a hold of him, I threw him down, I bit him on the arm, sent him to the hospital. And
hey, they have recordings in there. Can't you request those?
yeah.
Oh, they weren't. Oh, they turned that off.
As soon as the judge got up to leave, all the recordings stopped. They got rid of all the witnesses, and now they already deleted my evidence. And I know they deleted it because Officer DuPont, when I went in to get all my stuff back after being in jail, they handed all my stuff back to me, and then he gave my phone back, and I said, "Well, I was being nice. I said, "Don't you want my evidence on my phone from the recording?" He says, "Oh yeah, send that to me," like that, like. So I go to send it to him, and I'm like, "Wait a minute, it's not here." And there was no shocked look on his face. He was just like, oh, well, I guess it's gone. Like that. Like, what?
What are the chances?
It's
man?
gone?
It disappeared on its
Just,
own.
we don't know where that went. The same thing's going to happen to Nick's phone because these are corrupt cops, all of them. I have no respect for any of them. Sorry, that doesn't mean the view of everybody is. There might be a 1% of 1% of 1%, like 1 in a million cops is actually, you know.
Yeah, because the guy that took over from my case, you could tell he didn't want to put me in there, and he was nice
They wear
to
a
me.
uniform. And the uniform is showing such tyranny. And when they put that on in the morning so proudly, just know that they're really representing the holding down, the muzzling, this tyranny that's happening. That's what they represent. They don't represent our freedom. They don't represent anything good for the freedom. They don't represent anything good for the people. They're just really empowering the people up top. They use them as a bunch of dogs to hold us down. So if they want to continue through life being as ignorant as they are, then we're just going to continue being held down. So who's between us? You know, I don't want to say too much because if something ever happens, they'll blame shit on me. So I don't want to say something that's going to incriminate me. I'm not a violent guy. I never have been. I have no criminal record, and they wish they had something on me. That's the thing.
Well, nowadays they just make stuff up.
They just make shit up.
Yeah.
They lie about everything.
Yeah.
And by the way, they've been caught. And sometimes some police officers did recently show that they do lie in court, and they take evidence and they delete it. So
Yeah, because they took my phone. That's why when I raised my voice, is he took my phone. He walked over to the door and he was going through it.
It's none of their
And I was like, get off my
A warrant.
phone.
Did
Like,
they get
that's
a
when I
warrant
raised
for
my
that?
voice.
Did they get a
No.
warrant for that?
No.
Oh, no. So you mean they're corrupt cops? That's corrupt cops right there.
He didn't delete it though, so I don't know. I think he
find it
realized.
incriminating.
Yeah, well,
If it was incriminating to them, trust me.
no. I think what happened is he probably, when I started yelling at him, he got nervous and realized, you know,
Right.
because the cop, like he was like they're peace officers, right? They're not real cops, so he's like.
Peace officer. What is that?
Probably
What is
realized,
that?
you know, I'm doing something that I could get criminally charged for too myself. So
Peace officers work at the border to stop you from going from this province to this province. It doesn't even make sense. Why do we even have borders? What is this?
I agree.
Why do we?
I always
That's
said,
why.
I always said that. Woo! I always said that myself.
Like, why do you come into this world and you have countries and borders and provinces? Now we understand why they have everything so chopped up to control us.
Yes.
Right. So
Pig
now they
pens.
can just say, well, because of this bubble, they put us in bubbles
Yes, I agree.
and color the bubbles like it's a LGBT or something.
Who's that guy recording?
I don't know. Are you recording now?
Yeah, I'm live streaming, but I was just wondering.
Reason to say that.
Oh, he's got a mask on, so he's one of them. He's a robot.
Nice. Hi.
I can't.
Going on.
I'm sorry.
Happy Saturday.
Love you.
We're standing here for our freedom. We're sick and tired of this nonsense that's going on here.
Charter right says we can travel freely in Canada. We cannot now.
I was told
We have our Charter of Rights are the first and foremost important thing that we have. And without the Charter, we're nothing.
by definition.
I don't believe in
And
countries.
the
In fact,
police
Canada,
and the government
should be
need to stop
upside down.
avoiding the
should be
Charter
upside
and let people live their lives.
But I thought
There's no
sovereign
emergency.
countries have closed borders.
we shouldn't have countries. I know what you mean. I don't believe in one world government.
It's more of a case summit now, though, because with all the data that's come out now, we have what, one person in the hospital? Oh, there's no one in the hospital now. It's a case summit. But the PCR, look into the PCR tests, though. Look into the PCR tests. That's all I'm saying.
What I say about
Absolutely.
the PCR test is that they're actually
No, we're programmed to think we need all this shit. We don't.
And it's well known.
Why don't you come on over here and interview us?
Around the world, Corman's Drosten Review
Yeah.
shows
Are you with like CBC?
that these 45 amplification cycles will render you even higher than 97% false positives. And even the creator of the test itself,
Yes, Carrie Mullis.
Mullis, who's now deceased, but he said beforehand that this test was never to be used as a diagnostic tool.
Never.
Because all it's doing is finding a fragment of DNA that resembles coronavirus. It's not a distinctive definition or diagnosis of COVID.
And we actually have the health minister of Ontario stating that.
Yeah, I have
You'd get
video of that.
more than 50%.
Yes. Yes, the fear is strong, and we're just here to say that if somebody wants to stay in their house and they want to wear a mask, then that's fine. They can do what they want.
Yes.
But we can do what we want too.
Exactly.
And the government should not be trying to force us to do that.
Yeah.
That's why we're here. And
Yes.
we love everybody. We love you too.
Some of us were assaulted
We're with the
for
humans.
not putting masks on.
Yeah. We're with the humans.
God bless.
You too. Happy weekend. Okay, so I actually got the little video clips that I figured we could play.
Oh, I'm good right now. Thanks. Thanks,
So
Jeff.
I have the one with Doug Ford. So can we put that up to your phone so
Yep.
we can hear that? Okay.
You did really good there.
Thank you. We don't need to see it. We just need to hear it. Can we hear it? I don't know. He's getting somebody coming up there.
You know, I think a lot of people think that testing is going to really solve the whole problem, and it isn't. It's one component of a response.
And no one's sick. Why do we have all these measures being imposed?
I agree.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, shouldn't it be you take
Yes.
emergency measures when there's an emergency?
When they're
here?
necessary.
And where are all the sick cases? Are they not in the hospital?
No, they're not. Not here.
Why are they announcing cases even though they're not in the hospital? Where are those people?
Well, cases just means that they tested positive.
Giselle just said that she could hear it, so.
Did she? Okay, good. So we'll just maybe if we just move away from the crowd a little bit, so we can maybe distinguish the voices. Do you think?
Yeah,
we can do
here.
that?
Yeah, excuse me. Sorry, guys.
I mean, would you like the
All right.
I'm just gonna back up and start again.
We're going to have to come back up here. We'll just refer to the medical experts.
Dr. Yaffe, who is Ontario Minister of Health, I do believe.
I think a lot of people think that testing is going to really solve the whole problem, and it isn't. It's one component of a response. If you test somebody today, you only know if they're infected today. And in fact, if you're testing in a population that doesn't have very much COVID, you'll get false positives almost half the time. You'll get false positives almost half the time. Almost half the time. Half the time. Half the time. That is, the person actually doesn't have COVID. They have something else. They may have nothing. They may have nothing. They may have nothing. They may have nothing. So it will just complicate the picture.
You're going to be key.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, and people aren't like they've said it. Like, did you see the one? Oh, do you have the one of Bonnie Henry?
Yes, I do. That's
Yeah.
next. Okay, you ready for that one?
Yes.
Okay.
The varying numbers of crowd sizes that have been applied across provinces in Canada, we're getting questions about it. Why is it 5 in Ontario and 50 here? And are we looking at reducing the sizes, given that people keep breaking that?
Yeah, so we also had that discussion on our special advisory committee call on Sunday across the country. And, you know, it really is about, right now, all gatherings are off the table. We're all in that place where any time we get together with more than our household members or our families, we're putting ourselves at risk. And particularly if we're going to be in contact with people who are
We'll stop
older
the
and more
music.
likely to have severe illness. So when I talk about 50, that's for you know, mass gatherings, for events, for things that are happening in the community. And I am reticent to go. None of these are based on scientific evidence. None of these are based on scientific evidence.
None of these are based on scientific evidence.
Yes, social distancing is not based on scientific evidence. PCR tests are over half the time false positives and don't tell you crap. Oh, there isn't someone I haven't seen in a while.
Shanna.
Hi.
Shanna.
What?
I'd like to know which group has a better method of doing a proper constitutional convention? The Midwest Canada, which I'm a member of now, or the Unify the People group? Which
Well, I haven't investigated, so I don't know.
Would you like to join the Midwest Canada?
I'd have to look into it.
Do you have our flyer?
No, I don't.
Here's our flyer.
Thank you.
Christopher's trying to promote solutions.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what we're trying to do.
I agree.
A sovereign national constitution.
I agree. Common law and.
The constitutions they're trying to write in unified are not real constitutions.
So if anyone's watching and if you have the Facebook downloader app, can you please go right now and download this live feed in case. That's right, yeah. Hi Kayla. Hi Melissa. Hi Pamela. PJ. Can someone please download the live feed? You know, just as a precautionary measure. In case Facebook wants to, you know, get like they do.
I don't believe any of it.
There's lots of Facebook downloader apps you can get on the App Store, and just they're free, and you download them, and then you go in and you click download on the live stream and download this live stream. That would be muchly appreciated. Thank you so much.
I'm sorry, that sounds suspicious. And I grew up with Gabriel. We used to go motocross all the time together. So I know all about law. Can I ask you how you're up there? Exactly. It's a hazmat. I want to legit no, is it just a plastic replica? No, it's real. Oh, it's real? You can like hook up gas to it? Yeah, it's got a chain on the side. Oh, right on. Cool.
There's another person that just swore at us and told us to put on our masks. Isn't that lovely? People are so lovely. Gotta love people. They're so sweet to us. Such indicative of a beautiful human race, you know? Where loving kindness are shown to everyone. It's just so beautiful.
Based on science.
Woohoo!
Would somebody like to tell me the most ridiculous facts about COVID? Anybody want to share anything today?
Yeah, I think they had masks on.
Well, last time we talked about PCR tests and the 45 cycles, amplification cycles. It's well known that 45 amplification cycles is much too high to have any semblance of accuracy. In fact, at 45 amplification cycles, the tests are more than 97%
to do a proper constitutional convention.
Carolyn's here. Woohoo!
How to get organized. We're doing in-person constitutional conventions like the Patriots of old would do. Because Zoom room constitutional conventions, which is what you'll see in that clip that Trader Idiot Dallas Hills established. I call it unified as sheeple, by the way.
Yes, in New Brunswick, the PCR testing cycles are amplified to 45, and anything past 30 really is basically null and void. So it's a joke. But they need something to justify locking down New Brunswick, because even if there was a pandemic, New Brunswick wouldn't get hit very hard, just based on our geography alone and our smallness. So, can anyone verify, like, or is anyone going to download this live stream? I'd appreciate it if someone would.
But can you download it while it's still in action?
Actually, that's a good question. Maybe I'm going to close out this live feed and start another one.
Okay.
And you can, ooh, cookies.
Thank you.
Thank you. I can't eat that right now, though. I'll save that for later. I'm going to close out this live stream. So if somebody could download this, I'll start another live stream in a moment here. But if someone could download this live stream and each one whenever I finish, that would be muchly appreciated. Thank you.